All right, Coach, another first day of camp in the books, your first one here at Tennessee Tech. How does it feel?
It feels great. This is my 30th fall football camp as a coach, and this one's extra special, being here with the Golden Eagles. So very good morning. A lot of things, just procedural things, getting on the field. Had a few new guys join us for camp check-in yesterday that weren't here this summer, so just getting everybody where we practice out on the field, making sure that we're all in the right places and all those type things. But we had a very good first practice.
And one of the things you talked to the guys in the huddle at the end of practice was how this was a great learning day, and it did look like the guys were learning a lot.
There's a lot of teaching. You know, coaches doing a lot of teaching, a lot of just detailed things. You know, where you line up, footwork. Communicating is a big thing, offensively and defensively, making sure we're communicating, talking, all those procedural things, and making sure we're getting the right checks and the right things like that. So a lot of good things today. I heard a lot of that during practice. I saw a lot of good teaching by all the coaches out here today, and I saw our guys really responding well to that, paying attention to that, and we'll get a lot of learning just from this film, you know, from this morning, just watching those things this afternoon.
And this is one of those, it was fall camp, is the guys are finally getting excited to actually be out here again. They're actually in instruction. They were having fun, but it was still kind of a business-like atmosphere.
Well, your biggest challenge as a coach is making sure during the off-season, during winter workouts, and during spring practice, and during summer running and conditioning, that they understand the purpose of it. You're always having to sell to them. The purpose is you're playing a little bit of the game in the weight room back in January or February or March. But still, for these guys, they know that it's not football season yet. They can sense it now. They know our first game is August 30th. It's 29 days away.
Yeah.
You realize the urgency of it. I mean, fall camp really turns up that football intensity and the meaning, you know, how meaningful each practice is and each day you get to prepare is. So very, very good experience for our guys to be out here today, and I think that they understand that sense of urgency that our first game is just right around the corner.
And of course, it's still a little under a month from the first game. Still a long process, long way to go, but what are the goals for these first few days?
Well, main thing, I want these guys to take care of their body. We want to get a lot of things taught. We got a lot of teaching to do, conditioning, the tempo of practicing. You know, we're still new staff, you know, and a lot of new players, so making sure everybody understands what our expectations are for these guys, how we meet, how we prepare, how we practice, how we do things. We got off to a good start with that today, but try to get all of our stuff, systems in, our schemes in. We'll be doing that here over the next 5 days. Special teams put in, those type of things. Then we'll have our first scrimmage, evaluate, and go from there. But there's still a lot of just teaching progression, scheme, and those type things that are happening.
And even the freshmen who haven't been here before, they seem to be holding their own in practice.
They have. They've done very well. And I tell you, the summer, the 3 weeks we had those guys here in the summer, you know, having some initial meetings with those guys and already having them around the team gives you a much better starting point than what you would have if you just brought them in here today. So they really handled things well and looked like they knew where they were supposed to be and did a good job. The older guys did a good job of making sure those guys knew where they needed to be.
And of course, 1 week before the first scrimmage and well, a little over a week for the first scrimmage. What's the plan for this next week?
Well, we've got a mandatory acclimation period that's 5 days by the NCAA where you can only practice in shorts before we have our first padded practice. So we'll be doing that again Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Our first day of pads will be Tuesday. We'll have some really good, you know, hard-nosed practices there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, probably go again in shorts on a Friday so we can have a very good scrimmage on that Saturday. And these two initial scrimmages are going to be huge for us because we do have a lot of young guys and a lot of new faces that we're going to be looking for to play some key roles on our football team and trying to identify those guys in these early scrimmages. So our last, you know, 8 to 10 days there of camp is geared toward getting ready for Chattanooga and start kind of narrowing down our travel list and who we're going to be playing with.
All righty. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.